Hey, kids. I always have to check over at AMC to see if they have something interesting because they have a lot of limited release horror and sci-fi. Of course, the last thing I saw was the movie Ash, and I was struggling to stay awake for that one. This one looked interesting. Parvulos. I think that it's kind of a translate child or infant, or in this case, children. Uh, Children of the Apocalypse is the full title. Uh, this is a sort of zombie movie. They're actually infected and they're alive. And there's talk of a cure in the movie, too. But they do uh, gut munching as much as they can. And apparently humans make them even more alive. Uh, what we have here is we end up discovering, because of the actions of these three uh, young boys. One is a teenager who is missing a leg, and two younger ones. Unfortunately, I don't have too much information. I can't find too much information, so I have Fangoria, a little article that they had. The director is Isaac Xban. Uh, I'm not gonna even try to do the cast members, but you end up having three boys. I think Salvador is the oldest, and you have Oliver and Benjamin. Uh, these are very good actors, especially the young one. Uh, but they're living out in isolation, out in the woods, and we don't realize that the zombie uh, plague or infected plague has already happened. Uh, we realize it early when they're hunting a dog for food. And you realize this is the best they can get with you know food, especially since the oldest, Salvador, takes a handful of earthworms, grinds them up, and makes a kind of a soup out of it. I remember back in 1976 when everybody was sort of grossing out over Sylvester Stallone drinking all those raw eggs. This is worse. I'd rather have the the raw eggs. Uh, but well, this situation is they're trying to survive, and there's apparently a monster in the basement uh, that the youngest hasn't seen yet. Uh, there's talk of the parents being had left and they're due back, but we end up finding out, and this is not a spoiler because it happens too early. We find out that the parents are the monster in the basement. They've been feeding them rats uh, to keep them alive because they're not technically dead, even though they very much uh, resemble zombies in the classic sense. In fact, uh, the two actors, the mother and the father, they're excellent. zombies, especially the mother. And you also see her. I think you probably see both parents without makeup. There's a flashback. We end up finding out why the one boy has only one leg. Uh, the youngest is an idealist, you know. He's, I guess, not, you view him as naive and such. And since this is a disease and they're not really dead, he feels that they could, you know, become more normal, kind of like Bob in Romero's Day of the Dead, train them to behave. And yes, the movie's dark, and then uh, these scenes that follow when they do try to do this and all that lightens up the movie. It almost, so, you know, it's not quite comedy, but it gets quirky. And then it gets dark again, really dark. And that's all I'm gonna say. This is this is a very good movie. I really enjoyed it from top to bottom. I'm not completely sure why the director decided to kind of bleach out a lot of the colors, especially if they're outside the house. A lot of the colors are bleached out. You think it's black and white until somebody has a green jacket or you see a flash of red. Um, but I didn't really mind it. There is, especially in the beginning, a bit of maybe overuse of wide angle lenses, but I don't mind that too much. Uh, yeah, this is yeah. Now, when they're talking about the violence, it's a very violent movie. Um, it's released unrated, much like Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead, the T-shirt I have on today. Of course, when I went to see it in high school, it was uh, Gates of Hell, but yeah, it's not on the level of that. There is a one gut munching scene which might be bad enough to push it into uh, NC-17, and so they chose not to release it. Maybe they didn't even submit it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they decided to do this, but yeah. Once again, let me see if I can find the director's name again. No, I can't find it. Well, yeah, this was at AMC. Nice surprise movie. I was the only one in the room. Sadly, I think more people will enjoy this movie. But of course, it's subtitled, and some people are too lazy to to read the subtitles. They're not bad. Okay, this is Parvulos. I, I, I'm not. I've never learned Spanish. Children of the Apocalypse. Uh, Check it out whenever you can. I don't know what other platforms will have this. It's not one of those Shutter releases, so. But there you go. Until next time, stay safe and always have a good time. Bye now.